Okay. Hello, everyone. Um, this is my first video, I guess. I mean, I've already made some videos, but the first time I do one where, I show my voice, I do a little story, or whatever people do. I don't even know what the word for it is, nor do I really care. But, so when I was like a little kid, I did a lot of crazy shit when I was like really, really young. Um, this is probably gonna be like, a short video, but so like what happened when I was a kid, there were a few stories that I remember. When I was in preschool, I choked a girl because she wouldn't, give me her toy. I was I was 3 years old. I was like 3 or 4. But yeah. And then in after school, in first grade, I bit a teacher on the leg. Eventually, I just straight up got kicked out of after school. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, back in preschool, I also pulled the fire alarm. And fuck, fuck, I can't remember it. Well, when I was in when I was really young, I mean around that same age, I uh I killed one of my friend's hamsters. So like what happened is okay, so a little bit of background. My friend, we've known him I've like known him ever since, I was sapient and could think. Uh well, currently right now he's in prison on drug charges, but that's not really relevant to the story. Uh so when I was 5 or 4 or 6, 6, 7, you uh, I was at his house and he was showing me his pet hamster. I think, yeah, he was close. I was like 5. He was closer to like 7 or 8, and he was showing me his pet hamster, and I was not a very. I really didn't know this, but you know how hamsters tend to, when they're under a lot of stress, they tend to get heart attacks and die. So, um, well, the hamster was in the ball, and me not being very smart, with the hamster, the poor hamster in the ball, I, well, I, I threw it. I threw it with the hamster inside, and it bounced around. And this is where my memory gets a little shaky, but I remember my friend's dad and my dad. They were both friends. my dad knew him a long time. He's still around. It's not like he's not dead. I know the kid's dad is still around. But like he was still married to my friend's mom before they got divorced. Completely not really relevant to the story. So they came in. My dad was like, "Oh shit, son, what did you do?" The hamster. I thought it was asleep, and there was piss and shit all inside of the ball. And so I remember my dad and my friend's dad. They took the hamster ball. They took it outside and cleaned it out and dumped the hamster's corpse in the front yard for the birds to eat, and just said, "God damn it, son, you killed it." And I didn't even understand what I did at the time. I don't even think I understood, the concept of death yet. But I remember it never occurred in my mind until I was maybe 13 again. And then I just blocked it out because I was like, what the fuck? And like a year ago, I told my friends about it, like some of my friends online, and they were like, "You," but I felt so fucking guilty about it. I was like, "What the hell was wrong with me?" And all my friends were like, "You're 6. You were 6." God damn it! They said you were 6. You were 5. You were 6. You were a little kid. You didn't know any better. I know that, but I still feel horrible about it. I still feel horrible. I mean, my friend doesn't have any animosity towards me. He never brought it up. It was never mentioned again. I don't even. He might have been, around that same age too. I think he was really young as well. And yeah, that's yeah, we're friends, but I remember when I was 13, I got to go over to his house because he lives with his dad out in a big country estate, and we went fishing, and I learned how to shoot a gun, and that was cool. Uh, but now he's been like, I think he's been like in prison and stuff over like drug charges and stuff. He hasn't really been doing that good. I really haven't had much socialization with people outside in like the real world because I'm um I mean, you could probably tell by the way I talk, but I'm on the spectrum, and you know what that means. I'm not going to say the fucking word. Oh, I'm autistic. Yeah, no shit, buddy. Yeah. And, also, I happen to be, um, yeah, I happen to be, well, you can figure it out. You can figure it out. Why I go by Ruby and why, it says she, her on everything online that I post. Like, I think you can figure out, you can connect the dots, okay? I'm transgender. Or am I? I mean, I haven't, I can't, like, do it because my parents are really transphobic pieces of shit. So, yeah, but, I mean, I really can't do shit about it. But I'll be off to college in a few months, so I'm sure I'll be able to now, like then. Anyways, that's about it. Wish me luck. Also, yeah, I just wanted to talk about the hamster story. I got a little, sidetracked at the end, but